E. Oh, it means mitten. Okay, well tell me how to say it then.
Luffe,
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 luffe.
luffe. Nailed it. Let's pull up my notes. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Maressa Made podcast episode. We in here. This is episode 4 of my knitting podcast that we thought was not gonna succeed. Let's be real. All of y'all thought I was only gonna post one. I did too. I am back with another episode full of knitting things because I am deep in gift knitting mode and I can't wait to get to the other side of it. Your girl is tired. I want to crochet. I want to sew. I want to do other things. Also, you might notice that we're in a different locale today. No, it's not because I'm festive, though this is a lovely background. I actually came down here because my whole knitting crafting corner room upstairs is a huge mess. Like when I say huge, it's enormous because I am currently going through a deep de-stash. So the sound might be a little echoey, but hopefully the vibes will be enough for you to stay. Let's get into the projects because I hate when people waffle on for 10 minutes without showing me knitting. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I'm wearing because I'm sure many of you have so many questions and I am super proud of it, so I would love to talk about it, girl. Stanley, can we not today, bruh? Broski. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. As I was saying, I would love to talk about this sweater because I'm super proud of it. It is one of my favorite things that I have ever knit. You know when you have those particular pieces that you just love? That one for me. This is the Whitmore Pullover by Amy Loudon. It is a lovely lacework sweater. I knit this specifically because I was looking at a sweater on Cezanne, and if you've never been on a Cezanne website, you should, girl. There's some beautiful knitwear inspo on there, and I was looking for a pattern specifically to fit that vibe. Amy came in clutch, girl, and because I loved that specific Cezanne sweater so much, I knit it in colors that are very similar. So this pattern is written in DK weight. I knit it with 1 strand of mohair and 1 strand of fingering weight held together. I used Magpie Fibers Swanky Sock, which is a merino cashmere nylon blend. Disclaimer, I work for them. And I used Farmer's Daughter Fibers Mighty Mo, which is a mohair lace in the color Eagle Eye. I love this freaking sweater. I just think it's so beautiful. Cast it on the weekend of, if I got a story for you. I cast this on the weekend of Stitches West. I was doing my first Stitches West with Magpie Fibers in the Magpie Fibers booth. And that was February? Yeah, February 2020, so right before the world shut down. It was my last event for a very long time. But I cast this on that weekend. It was great because we were staying in a house with Farmer's Daughter Fibers and with Spin Cycle, and Magpie Fibers girls were there, and it was great. It was great. It was a great place to cast on this sweater, and it's full of like all of those happy memories. Well, let's talk real talk, right? Like when you work in the fiber industry, a lot of time the fiber industry people are your friends, but you actually don't get to like have friend time with them a lot. A lot of our time is consumed with collaborating and working and whatever. And so those little moments where we can actually like genuinely just chill, genuinely just have a knit night, genuinely just have a alcoholic beverage or not here or there, you know, jam over some Anderson .Paak tunes in the morning. Like it's a great time. And all of that joy is kind of wrapped up in this sweater and is a lot of the reason why I love it so much. It is looking a little rumpled, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I probably need to wash and reblock it and also do some deep depilling. This is the first time that I've worn it this year, like as in this winter season. It looks like this because I wore this mother out last year. That leads us into my first and only finished object for today. Because your girl is a part, what is the saying? What is the saying? I am a business on top and a party on the bottom? Oh, the gays are laughing at me. I can feel it in my soul. Anyways, let me show you these party on the bottom socks. Dun, 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 dun. I finally finished my vanilla pair of socks. I will insert insert lovely OnlyFans footage of me here showing off my socks. I love them a lot. This is just a vanilla pair of socks with a short row heel in the Woolens and Nosh fingering weight sock base. This is the color Festive Fall. I have waxed on poetic for about the last 3 episodes, which is, girl, all of them, about how much I love Woolens and Nosh. I think her colorways are fantastic. I love the yarns that she uses, and I just really had a lovely experience knitting with her particular brand of self-striping yarn. So with that said, I actually stash dived one moment and found, oh girl, not sticking to the lip gloss. Side note, many of you have asked me in so many comments on so many videos and so many places what lipstick I'm wearing. I'm not, girl, I'm not. Listen to the Gen Zers. They know some things sometimes, I promise you. This is just brown lip liner. I linked a brown lip liner in the description bar below, but you literally use any brown lip liner. And then I used my very favorite Laneige overnight lip mask. Works like a charm every time. Little youngins, sometimes they be knowing. This is linked in the down bar for you too. So I got this Woolens and Nosh colorway. I don't know how long this has been languishing in my stash, but I'm annoyed with myself that it has. But simultaneously very excited because this one, let me see if I can find the name. This one is Sprout. It is super cute. I kind of love the mix of colors. There's like a cool pink, but then warm tones happening throughout. Very much my color palette. I'm never doing this again downstairs with the dogs. I'm super excited because this is a DK weight sock. Here's the thing, is your girl has recently discovered that DK weight socks are a thing and are lovely, and that should be the only socks that I'm knitting. I had to insert photo here, just knit up a sock for Magpie Fibers for one of our product things. I only knit the one sock. It's fingering weight held with lace weight, so it technically equals DK, right? Girl, I was done in like a day, like a whole day. Like if I had had a whole day to just sit down and just knit, it would have been done. It was incredible. And I want that experience for myself all the time because I love knitted socks. We are on a DK knitted sock train. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's happening. It was aggressive and I apologize. You can seat yourself kindly next to me and we'll get on the DK weight sock train. I'm so chaotic today. So this is definitely getting cast on soon, but I wanted to show you guys because her shop is currently closed, but it will be back in January. So if you are also on the Woolens and Nosh Buckle Up Buttercup train with me, please sit down because I will be letting you know when her shop is open because I am on her newsletter and I am excited to know as well. Let's talk whips. So what do I want to start with? Let's start with the big things first and then we'll go back to the smaller ones, right? So the first thing, I just dropped the ball of yarn. I'm not getting down to go pick it up, so you guys are just gonna have to imagine the yarn here. This is the Sunday Junior cardigan by Petite Knit. It is so cute. I'm all tangly, no one is surprised, I know. Y'all are like, girl, after 4 episodes, we know better than to expect you to be prepared when you come on here on camera. This is the Sunday Junior cardigan. It's by Petite Knit. It is a lovely and satisfying knit. It goes so fast, but still just looks so freaking cute. I am obsessed with it. I am already on the sleeve. I actually just finished all my decreases on the sleeve, so it's just like power through, figure out how long I need a sleeve length for my baby, because this sweater in particular is for my 8-year-old. And she's super excited to wear it. In my house, gift knitting is not like a surprise thing. You know what you're gonna get because you asked for it, you picked out the colors, and you're also a little bit a part of the process because I don't want my kids to feel divorced from the time it takes for someone to hand make them something. So I'm very intentional about letting them have that excitement and wanting the thing to be done, but in also respecting that you have to have a little bit of patience, baby, because handmade things are not the same as non-handmade items, right? They're very much a part of the process. So she's seen this multiple times already and she has tried it on multiple times. It fits her really, really well. I followed the pattern to the specifications because what she saw on the kid that was modeling this, which I think is one of Petite Knit's daughters. I think she liked that length on the small child in the picture, but then when she put it on herself, what she had hoped for was something a little larger and a little longer. So if I were to knit this again, I would have added a little more length. This hits her like right at her hip, and she wanted it kind of like a little below the butt type of action. So next time, I am going to try to block it and stretch it out and see if that works and gives her like a little extra length, but I don't want it to drape too much and not have enough structure up here at the top for her, because then that's just going to be annoying if it's falling off her shoulders all the time. This is in Drops Air and Drops Kid Silk held double. I think it's going to be super cozy. This is really fast. I have barely worked on this, and when I say barely, I mean barely worked on this week at all. And for me to be done with the body and also have a sleeve almost done is incredible. Today and tomorrow are my 2 days off from work. So I will be powering through this sleeve tonight, and then I will be starting on this one, and I hope I can finish it. I have a couple notes on things that I would modify next time if I was to knit this again, but I'll save those for when it's a finished object and we'll talk about that then. Because right now, all my brain can focus on is girl get done. Let's talk about the only other thing that I'm knitting on right now, which is a work in progress, is the loofah mittens. The loofah mittens, which I feel redundant saying that now because I just looked it up and the designer is Danish. You pronounce it loofah in Dane. That's not how you say that. Is that right? You pronounce it loofah in Danish, and loofah also means mittens. So it's like the mittens. So I'm just gonna call them loofah. That was a very long explanation to say most of the time I don't know what I'm saying. These are a super cute pattern. I really love them. They are a fingering weight mitten, but they are lined on the inside. So if you can see there, they're lined on the inside. There's a big old end right there just to shame me, but they're lined on the inside and then they're striped on the outside, and they are super freaking cute. This one is for my smallest one. I've completed one. I have the outside already done except for the thumb, which is gonna take me like a total of 4 seconds. So I'll pick up for the thumb, and then you pick up here along the edge here to do your lining for the other side. I'm so excited. They are just, I thought they were gonna be cute, and they're even cuter than I imagined them to be. These are for my smallest child, and she is just overjoyed with them. She is, when I was talking about that impatience part earlier, she is the one that is learning that lesson the most. She very much so wants these mittens like yesterday. When I told her she couldn't have no Christmas Day, she was a little like, a who? A me? Girl. These are almost done. I am also hoping to finish these tonight. These were so fast. I know it's fingering weight, but and also they're knit on like 3.5. Let me check my DPNs. Yeah, it's fingering weight, but they're knit on 4s, which is 3.5 millimeters. And they are, it didn't go where it was supposed to go. They are super fast because of it. Now, because you're knitting them on a little bit larger needle than I think I would have anticipated to knit these on, I would have thought we would be talking about a US 3, a US 2, somewhere in that vicinity. Because of that, I wish that I had chosen a different yarn. I'm knitting with Drops Baby Merino, which is this guy here, which is still coming. These are the colors for the second pair of mitts that I have to knit. Ugh, these guys, these 3 are the colors for the second pair that I have to knit because my third child, I had to do a little math in my head. I couldn't figure out which one she was. My third child is wanting a pair of these loofahs also. So she wants this color striped on the outside and this color as a papa color on the inside. Once I cast these on, I think today is Friday when I'm recording this, and I cast these on Tuesday. And I've been knitting on them just kind of like intermittently when I have a moment to spare. I took them to my son's winter band concert and knit on them there as well. Was really surprised how fast they go. Now, why don't I like the yarn? It's not that I don't like this yarn. I think it's incredibly fun to knit with. It's a super pleasant experience because it's so bouncy and so elasticy, which I love, but it does feel very superwash, which if you are new to me on any places on the interwebs, let's be real clear, real fast. Your girl does not care whether you use of the superwash or of the non. I don't. Do you, baby? Do you? I ain't nobody to judge nobody for the decisions they make because I do not live their life. They live their own. So that's the energy and type of time we're on in this channel. So make sure you act appropriately in the comment section, please. This is just almost like a little too drapey, and the strands are really, really tightly spun and tightly plied. So in any other garment, I would have been super excited about this. I think if I had taken a second to think about it, I would have wanted something that was less defined, a little fluffier, and had more tooth, meaning that it has more fibers kind of coming out. When people think about like something having a halo, that halo is actually fibers coming away from your main strand of your yarn. And when you have those fibers and they interact with stitches as you're going, so you got your little V's, your little V, your little V, your little V, those fibers kind of interlock with one another and they can make your fabric look a lot more solid. I didn't really want to go down in needle size for these because I was worried that then they'd be like freaking bulletproof and nobody would want to wear them. They need to still feel soft for my kids to want to actually wear the things. But I do wish I had picked a yarn with a little more tooth so that it would feel a little more solid and I wouldn't be so worried about them snagging things in different places. But my kids are happy with them, which is really all that matters. So just notes for myself for the future, because I definitely will be making these again for either somebody in this family and or for gift knits for somebody else. So if you're going, Kayla, Maressa, that was 1, 2, 3 gifts, and you done told us that you've got of the 4 children. You would be correct. I have not cast on my son's mittens yet. He wants fingerless gloves. I have not cast them on yet. I am getting a little concerned that I'm not going to make it in time. You can feel this anxiety with me. I'm doing it on purpose so that you can share. I am really, really, really hoping to be done with my daughter's cardigan and then my other daughter's mitts, so that way I can cast on the last 2 things this week. Like, I want to finish them between today and tomorrow. I know, fast knitter privilege, but I want to finish them today or tomorrow so that hopefully throughout the week I can take one of the mittens for my other daughter in the other colorway scheme and take that in the car with me on the go. And then I will take my son's stuff and have that be here in the house. So I'm always kind of working on something. Basically up until the 25th. Y'all know it's gonna be the 24th and I'm gonna put an Instagram story up. Follow if you're not following. I'm gonna put an Instagram story up that's gonna be like, girl, I'm still here. I'm still here. Still trying to get to weaving and ends. If I don't do that, I deserve a large gift to myself. But I have zero hope. You know how like sometimes when you be like cautiously optimistic, girl, I don't got not a shred of it. I ain't gonna make it. Okay, so that's works in progress. And then I also have some acquisitions for you. But first, let's just get the elephant out the room for a second. And let's talk about what I messed up last week. Let's talk about that. I'll talk to you about this here book, this here magazine, right? I was very excited to receive it. I ordered it from the UK because I could not find it anywhere. This is the Sandnes Garn Miktildam, I think is how you pronounce that. Y'all are gonna correct me. Just do it in the comments, but please be nice when you do it. If it's more helpful, this is issue 2202, and I particularly love this issue. I'm obsessed with this like zip up. There's a whole bunch of like really just clean patterns and I love it. I think this might be the Lou Genser. This pattern book is just like all my dream patterns all in once. I am very much a basic. I really just want exactly what I would purchase if I went to Target. I want what I could buy off the rack. I want that for myself. And so that means that I do tend to skew towards much more simple silhouettes. This is the pattern that I bought the book for, which is the Guernsey Ganser. And if you remember from last week, if you haven't watched last week's episode, you can watch it right here after this one, because don't go away yet. I have to tell you how I was silly. I was like, I bought this whole book and I was so excited. And then I realized that the whole thing is in Norwegian, which is wrong. It's wrong, girl. It's wrong, girl. Sanders Garn done thought of everything already. So yes, if you look in the back, I can't show you because I'd be showing the pattern. If you look in this back section right here, all of that is in Norwegian. But if in my excitement, I had just taken but a second to just flip through a little more, I would see that all the patterns are here also in English. I'm a mess, and I openly say that I'm a mess. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Before I came to this realization, I was DMing with Young Folk Knits, which is Casey Apple. If you don't watch her, you should be. She's lovely. And she was like, I think I saw somebody on another podcast that said that there are shops in the US that still have copies of this, which I hadn't found any, right? Then I was watching Anna Passi Trevino and her lovely podcast, and she was like, I got this book from my local yarn shop, and I was just in there and they still have 2 copies. Girl, I didn't even finish her podcast with a quickness. You would have thought that I was running for a touchdown at the Super Bowl. Like I was running to go and try to get this book from them. I called them up. They said I got to place an order in order to qualify for the book. I did that. I just picked a different pattern that I didn't already have yarn for that book, because I knew I would knit that one also. And then got the book. Then was like, whew, I did it. Picked this one up, like, girl, what am I gonna do with the Norwegian version? There's English in here. And that's exactly how that happened. So, as my gift to y'all, I'll be giving away a copy of this book next week. It's a magazine, it's not a book, I keep saying that. I'll be giving it away next week. If you would like to be entered in order to win this magazine that I'm obsessed with, and you should want it, to be honest, you have to comment down below, say, I don't know, what do we want to do? How about y'all tell me which one is your favorite pattern out of this book, and you will be qualified to win. And I will announce the winner from a random number generator next week, next episode, because this is nothing if not a podcast where y'all get to benefit from my silliness. That's the kind of time we on over here, okay? So I will be casting on many a thing of this in 2023, and I'm very excited about it. If you still want a copy of this, there are a couple of local yarn shops in the US that still carry this, and there are many in the UK that also still have this. If you just want the patterns, like you find a favorite pattern and you just want that individually, and you are in the US, if you go to Mother Knitter and motherknitter.com, they're based out of New Jersey, and you order directly from them and order the yarn for the pattern, they will send you just the pattern digitally, as well as the yarn that you ordered for that specific pattern. They have it all curated into kits for you. That's that. Next, let's talk acquisitions and stash. I only got 2 things this time, but it's a lot of the 2 things, so I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's mostly because I am prepping for the new year and things that I really want to knit, okay? We've talked a lot about how I love Drops Air. I think it's so lovely, but I also just really love the construction of that particular type of yarn. And so I also picked up yarn from Knit Picks, which is Knit Picks Wonder Fluff. Looks like this guy, and this is the color Ripple Heather. Girl, this is the color Ripple Heather. It's 142 yards for 50 grams in this little bitty ball. I picked this one up because I love my daughter's Sunday Junior cardigan so much that I think I'm actually gonna knit a Sunday cardigan or a Sunday pullover. I haven't decided yet for myself. And I thought that this would be a really fun color and would really feel like wintertime, but also transition really well into the spring and make me happy. We are on the vibrancy type of time. We're done with the dull colors. I have to wear stuff that makes me feel happy, and these colors make me feel happy. So I picked up some of this for that in particular. So there's a bunch of that here. I also finally pulled the trigger on buying some yarn for myself for a sweater that I have wanted to knit for forever. I am a huge fan of Marie Wallin patterns. I think that they're beautiful, they're stunning. She's a traditional Shetland designer. I just think she's incredible, man. And I have always I think everybody has that one thing that they associate as this is what makes me a real knitter, right? Which is silly, right? You're a knitter if you knit. But I think that for me, it's always been, I've wanted to tackle one of these, I call them extreme colorwork makeovers. I just never have been able to. I think it's more that I've never really had the time to devote to them. And because I'm trying to be so intentional with the things that I'm casting on next year, this is one of those things that is definitely happening in the new year because I finally purchased all the yarn for them. So I went over to the Woolly Thistle and I bought all of the yarn to knit this pattern, which I'm gonna put on the screen now because I have already forgotten the name because I am not good at podcasting. Let me grab like onesies of everybody. So this guy right here is gonna be my main color, which if you guys want, I will put all the colors for these in the description bar, mostly because there are so many colors. So this is their 2-ply jumper weight from Jamieson and Smith. I love this yarn. It's 100% real Shetland wool. When we were talking about tooth earlier, this is the one. This is the toothy goodness right here. These are all my colors that are going into my colorwork sweater. And I think it's just gonna be beautiful. It is gonna be a slog. The pattern is knit in the flat. So good luck to future me. But I have wanted this pattern and this sweater for so long. So I just know that this is gonna be like the sweater that I'm like, this is my pièce de résistance. This is my masterpiece. Let's stick with English today. I got loofah and now I got a little cocky. Super excited about this. This is gonna be, I'm trying to kind of plan strategically for when I want to knit things, and I think I'm going to try to aim for casting this on in February so that I can get going on it because I love it. I love these colors, I love this yarn. I think it's gonna be a really fun knit, and I'm really excited to kind of show you guys, take you guys along the journey of knitting it, and also show you guys my tips and tricks for knitting colorwork, and especially for knitting colorwork in the flat. So look out for that. Lastly, I am still in the midst of getting rid of all my stash. So many of you guys left so many lovely, lovely, lovely comments. I know this is gonna feel super hypocritical because we just talked about acquisitions. But I also feel like everything that is coming in, I have a very specific plan for and a doable plan right now that fits my current aesthetic and fits my current lifestyle. They are bigger and thicker and chunkier yarns because I need faster projects right now because my time has become so minimal for when I can create and craft. Again, one of the pitfalls of working in the fiber industry is that when you're not working, sometimes the thing that you do to create and craft still feels like work, which sucks. But I'm trying to make that feel more intentional for myself, give myself those dopamine rushes that I need, which is, I finished it, I did it. So that means chunkier and thicker yarn with the exception of the Jamieson 2-ply that I just showed. But that means that I'm getting rid of all this yarn. So in addition to winning the magazine from Sandusgarn this week, you will also, if you win this giveaway, win a selection of skeins from me. It'll be 4 skeins that are matching, that will go out to you. And I think we're gonna pick randomly somewhere on the color wheel. And I think we're just gonna start off with blues because everybody loves blues. If you can tell me down in the comments below which is your favorite of the Sandnes Garn patterns in the magazine. You can find the full magazine on the Mother Knitter website. You can see the full outline, and I will link that for you too, so that you can see every single pattern that's in this issue. If you comment that, you will win not only the magazine, but also yarn. Take it away from me. I want somebody who actually wants to make something with it to have it. There's other things that are happening in the background. I am currently filming a video all about my process, and I would love to share that with you guys as soon as it's done. Currently, I'm pursuing many different avenues to make sure that my yarn ends up in homes of people that I know will love it. And I really appreciate y'all for hopefully helping me out, being part of the process, right? All right. No, thank you. I think that's it. That's all I got for y'all today. It was lovely hanging out with you again. I hope you come and hang out another time. And if you would like to, just hit the subscribe button, do the things that you do for all the other YouTubers. I would love that same type of energy because your girl is really trying to grow this. I have been so freaking, I've said it every single episode, but like, you guys have made this such a pleasant experience to come on here and enjoy YouTube. And it's been a really, really, really long time since I felt like I found a home here on the internet. And you guys you gave me the goosebumps. You guys are making me feel that way. I just feel loved and welcomed. And I don't think that I could feel any more fulfilled besides that. So thank you so much. And I hope that you subscribe. Leave me a comment down below so you can win this magazine that I accidentally bought and take this yarn that I shouldn't have. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Woo, girl, we did it.